Hi, welcome to another welcome to another Fireside Chats. Uh, Today we're going to talk about saving money and money management type stuff because this is a big one for people who are getting started into homesteading, and we wanted to chat about it because we've been doing this for a long time and give some tips and tricks that we use, and also maybe get some ideas in the comments on things that you guys are doing.
So when we first started trying to figure out how to save more money, we looked up tons of stuff about it. Um, Everything we've read always says like the same thing about clipping coupons and
Looking for deals at the store.
yeah, yeah, what was it, like turning down your thermostat? Just uh, all those things, and we've always done those things.
And those are all good. They can all save you money. We just wanted to go dig a little bit deeper into it.
And some of the little kind of unorthodox things that we do to save just a little bit more.
So we want to first talk about our situation and how we're doing the homesteading. Because if you've seen any of our other videos, we're doing a lot of stuff around the farm. And a lot of people are surprised that we are doing this on one income.
Yeah. So we have, I don't know if we've talked about, we have a small farm. We have about 17 acres. Like you said, we're on just one income. Nick has an outside job that he goes to. I almost said once a day.
I do go once a day.
And then you come back. And I am here full time running the homestead and everything that entails.
We talked about that her job is to save money.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
we own multiple vehicles because Nick has an obsession. I think we live pretty comfortably.
Yes, we do.
We have everything we need, and we have a lot of things we want. And not a lot of people are that blessed, and we too do recognize that we are blessed in that. We don't have any debt other than our house payment, but that we actually are working harder on to pay off early. But other than that, we're doing this on a lot less than most people do. A lot of people that have homesteads and farms, they're spending thousands of dollars, where in the same situation we would spend maybe
hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. But
so
you need to set some goals for yourself on what you want, and then from that point forward you have to budget your money.
Yeah.
So some of the goals that we have, we need to have a farm tractor. We have to have a tractor to do a lot of the stuff that we do. Now, there's a wide range of tractors out there that you can own, and you can get into it from anywhere from a couple $1,000s to hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you have to make that decision on what type of equipment you're going to have. And if you want a $10,000 tractor, you just have to decide how you're going to budget and get the tractor that you think you need. And everybody's situation is different.
Do you just want to move on to
Sure,
the little things? Something some other people talk about too is getting rid of extra stuff that you don't really need. And we still do this whenever we go to buy something. Even if we don't really have impulse buys, but if we're out and we see something, we want it, we both look at each other and we're like, do we really need this?
And sometimes that's hard to do when it's something you want.
But if the answer is no, a lot of times we put it back. Like, it's not very often that we buy something we don't need. And if it is something we don't need, it's something we've talked about for a long time, and we've both decided, you know what, let's give ourselves a treat and let's get this thing that we want. But that doesn't happen a lot.
It depends how big of a thing it is too.
Yeah, obviously something like going out for an ice cream is a lot different than buying a boat. We don't have a boat, but if you wanted a boat, So, just for instance, so we do not have TV or cable. We've honestly never had them because we're not the type to really watch TV much. So we just found it a waste of time. And
If it's something that you enjoy, if it's something that you feel that you need, just put it in your budget and decide, okay, this is one of the things that I want to spend money on. But remember that everything you spend money on, there's going to be something at the other end of the spectrum that you're going to have to say, well, we can't spend money on that now.
for us, TV was kind of a no-brainer because we're too busy to watch TV, and honestly, we don't enjoy it that much. The very few channels we would watch, like documentaries or like science channels,
A lot of it you can find on the internet.
yeah. So for us, it was kind of a no-brainer. Um, we don't have any memberships to anything. um, yeah. Working on the farm, there's no need to have a gym membership. You want to work out, you go outside and you chop wood. So there's no reason to have those things.
At least for us.
No, I take that back. We have one membership. We have a Costco membership. But we actually sat down and ran the numbers because my sister has a Costco membership. So we would get stuff through her from Costco. And the items we were buying there are so much more expensive in just a regular store. So
we actually sat down and crunched the numbers to say, is this going to save us money, or are we going to break even, or are we spending more money?
I think we figured within a few months it would pay for itself.
Yeah.
So we got the cheaper one, which I believe is $60 a year.
Yeah.
And there is a more advanced one. I think it's 120. I think.
Yeah.
But that one might be because you get money back on that one if you're using all of the things they give you, like their insurance plans and all that stuff.
Okay.
But, sorry, I don't want to talk too much about Costco. But that's the membership we decided was worth it for us to have.
Other simple things that are on a lot of the videos and things that you look at is going out to eat. This can get really expensive, especially now. Prices have gone up on everything. And if you stay home and cook, you can make the same things for a lot cheaper.
And I would argue they taste better if you are
if you know what you're doing.
If you're a decent cook. We do not go out to eat at all.
Simple things like going out and getting your nails done,
yeah.
or going to the movies, or going out to the bar with the guys and drinking. You know, like there's a lot of things that you can spend money on for a good time for an evening. We try to limit those as much as possible.
A lot of people would consider those, sacrificing those things. For us, those were not difficult to give up because we never did them to begin with. But if you do them, that's something you need to consider. Is this something I should be doing? Is it something I need to be doing? Is what I want to do with my homestead more important to me than this other thing?
And I think you'll find there are things that you still want to do that are outside of the homestead stuff. And that leads us into finding ways to do the things that you really want to do.
Yeah,
or buying things that you really want to buy.
Finding ways around them. So, like if you like to go out on dates, find free events to go to.
There's always free concerts and things like that in the summer around here.
We have lots of free festivals. If we wanted to go out somewhere to eat, we would make something and then go on a picnic. We'd go on a hike together. The date is about spending time with each other, not
quality time, and not just we go out and sit down and eat. Yeah.
So what's another example?
Well.
I talk about one of my obsessions. So I have a problem, and it's reading. I know that sounds odd, but I will read a book a day if I had my way. If you start buying a book a day, books can be $20 or more. That's $140 a week because I will read a book every day. Like I said, I have a problem.
That gets expensive. The first step to it is knowing you have a problem.
Admitting you have a problem. So I utilize the library a ton. And if there is a book that I want to buy, I buy it used. But we tend to save up for that because that's one of the things that I like to do that we save money for.
I have a problem. My problem is cars. And my problem's a little more expensive per car, but I don't try to buy them every day. But still, when you get into older cars, classic cars, things of that sort, you can get some serious money into those things. And it's just finding ways to do it within your budget. So for me, instead of going out and buying a car that's really expensive, I buy a project that's not so expensive and try to find parts that are cheaper. And that may be I can't get the parts that I exactly want right away, or I have to search for 3 or 4 months to find the parts that I can afford. So
these are not daily driver cars. These are cars.
These are toys.
Yeah,
these are fun
are
cars.
Fun.
Let's see what else. What's next on there? Pick something and think of ways to do it cheaper.
Okay, so an example of this is, so you just pick a general topic, like things you spend money on, like, oh, we have to heat our house. How can we do that cheaper? So with our old house and with this house, we decided to put a wood burning stove in to help with the cost of that. Now, some of these things, the initial cost of them can be high, but we did it both houses by ourselves, so that really helped. Now, Nick knows what he's doing, and he had friends that knew what they were doing.
I did.
So I don't recommend just going out there and like, hey, I can do this. But we're very blessed that he has friends and he's very mechanically minded, so he can do a lot of those things on his own.
That kind of leads into the next part of it.
Well, I think we should give a few more examples with that. So picking something. Oh, you mean about the skills?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the end of that?
That's. So.
Well, let me talk about this.
Okay.
So we briefly talked about like waiting for deals. So honestly, all of our furniture in our living room is all used. That's the other thing. I used.
Yeah.
But at one point, we had furniture that somebody had given us that wasn't great, but it was usable, and we were saving up for nicer used furniture. I'm sorry, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on a couch. We paid $100 for our couch.
And it's comfy.
Now, we cleaned it really well and everything, but no, it's great. It's a couch. But no, we waited 4 months to find one that we liked that was in our budget. And that's fine. We are okay with doing that.
And some of this is you need to try to get by with what you've got, and not just go out and buy the biggest, best thing you can find right away. Just waiting for that deal. So you said that leads into the biggest topic we wanted to talk about was developing skills.
So like we mentioned, Nick is very mechanically minded, but there's things that he's had to learn, like you learned how to weld.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of woodworking stuff. I've learned some masonry stuff, like just to be able to do the things that I want to do and be able to do them cheaply. And it's one of those things where if you don't have the skills and you don't have a way to learn them, find somebody who does. Because there's a lot of people out there that would be extremely happy to help you learn to develop a skill. And skills are something that no matter how much money you have or don't have, that can't be taken away from you.
So there's a lot. I don't even know how many skills a lot of the things have been, well, I don't want to pay for this thing, so I'm going to learn how to do it myself. All the mechanical skills that Nick has, we both knew how to cook, but we've both really expanded on how much we cook and how much we know how to cook. We never used to know how to bake bread. Now we both do that. We know how to ferment foods now. You know, every single year we learn a little bit more.
Well, you have to try.
Yeah.
And you're gonna mess things up. I remember we did spaghetti sauce.
our first
Our first time doing
we did-
spaghetti sauce. We did it for her family, and they came over. It was nasty. It was
It
bad.
tasted burnt, and it was awful.
And they were nice about it.
And
They're
they-
like, yeah,
This is okay. And I'm like,
But-
add a ton of cheese so you don't taste
no,
it.
but the spaghetti sauce that we have now is amazing, and it's because we screwed it up, and you learn how to fix things.
Yeah.
And that's the same with gardening.
Yeah, so other skills we've learned. Yeah, we've gotten so much into gardening. So instead of buying a lot of the fruits and vegetables during the year, we garden and we try to can and freeze and dry a ton of stuff so that we're not buying those things. And then,
And you don't have to do all of it.
no,
You can
Just-
supplement. I mean, even if you've just got a couple tomato plants, and it saves you from buying tomatoes for a few weeks, that's going to save you money.
I think our first garden was maybe like 10 by 10.
Yeah.
Our garden now is
Oh,
so
It's-
if you include the orchard, the garden, and we have a small area small area that we grow spelt in, which is an heirloom wheat variety. That whole area is about an acre.
Yeah.
So
which is crazy, but it's just us. Like, we don't have any kids or anything like that, so we are putting away pretty much all that food that comes out of the garden. Though we're trying to find ways to preserve it and keep it and be able to use it throughout the year.
and then so we try to push a little bit further each year. Like, so now we're growing all of our fruits and vegetables. How do we save even more money? So instead of buying my seeds each year, I'm going to try to save seeds next time so I'm not buying those things. So, and instead of buying compost, I'm going to make my own compost. So each year, I think we push ourselves a little bit further in each of the skills that we've learned to save money on them even more. You keep on learning more and more things to do. He didn't used to know how to work on diesel engines or diesel anything at all. And now,
The things that become a necessity, you go, well, I have a diesel tractor now. I've got to learn how to work on this. So the more you can do, the more you can figure out and make things work, the better it's going to be. But it's just, you got to keep learning new things. You got to be willing to learn new things.
the nice thing also about that is any skills that you develop, not only can they save you money, but sometimes you can actually turn those into little side businesses.
I've done welding for people around the area
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, just to make a few extra bucks. If you are doing the homesteading thing, and you have some chickens and you're getting extra eggs, you can sell eggs to the neighbors. Now you say, oh, well, that's only a couple dollars here or there, but a couple dollars can go a long way if it's week after week after week. So
A lot of times I get in moods where I just like to knit and crochet. I'll just sit here and do it all day. Well, not all day, but that's
But
that's what I do to relax. And it's not anything I need, and I'll have something extra and I sell it to somebody. It's trying to make that skill work for you so you can not only use it for yourself, but use it to possibly make a little bit of extra money with
and
it.
that's what homesteading is about.
That was the other thing we want to talk about briefly, was that homesteading is not expensive. It should not be expensive.
People make it expensive.
We have a lot of friends and we see a lot of people online that when they start homesteading, they spend thousands upon thousands of dollars.
And they're like, oh, it's so expensive to do homesteading. And we kind of like, well, are you doing it right? Like, and it is expensive to get started.
Homesteading is how people used to live that didn't have a lot of money.
And
It was
it's keeping it simple.
It was a simple way of living. The more complicated you make it, the more expensive it's going to be. Keep it simple. Our main tractor for this farm is a 8N.
8N Ford tractor.
It was actually my grandfather's tractor. You use that thing for everything.
Yeah, we do, but we've had to rebuild a lot of stuff on it. Like things break on it. I mean, the tractor's 75 years old. So
Now, would it be easier for us to get a brand new I don't even know how much they cost, like $20,000.
Yeah, you could go out and get a new Kubota or one of the new tractors out there and spend a lot of money on a 20 horsepower tractor.
But
And yeah, it would be a lot more useful. You'd be able to do a lot more things with it, but at the same time, can I get by with the tractor that we've got? Absolutely, we can. Do we need to spend an additional $10,000 to get that tractor that's got all the bells and whistles? You have to think about what's the purpose of your homestead. Do I want to go out and play on the tractor, or do I want to save some money?
yeah, that's another thing you're talking about your goals is what are you trying to do here? We're trying to live as simply as possible, as self-sufficiently as possible, as cheaply as possible, and still have a good, comfortable life. And we're doing that. And there's still things we want to do. There's still things have goals that we haven't met yet, but keep on pushing towards them.
And if you guys have ideas of stuff that we haven't said in this video, please drop them down in the comments, because we're always looking for ways to save money. Tell us what you guys do. Tell us what you've got that saves you money, something outside the box that we haven't thought of. Because it'd be great to be able to connect and have other people be able to see that as well.
Yeah.
So
I think the more we can help each other, the better. So.
All right. Thanks. I'll see you.